For most of human development, the career is not just an occupation. It becomes an identity, a psychological mask worn for safety, belonging, and self-definition. People say, I am a teacher, I am a manager, I am an engineer, I am a coach, I am an entrepreneur, I am my results, I am my productivity. The role becomes the self, the performance becomes the persona, the job becomes the identity. This fusion of who you are with what you do is the source of much subconscious suffering, and it prevents the natural unfolding of higher purpose work. As consciousness expands, the individual slowly uncouples their sense of identity from their external role. This process can feel disorienting, liberating, or both. Here is what the dissolving of career identity actually looks like. For much of life, the world teaches us, your value comes from achievement. Your safety comes from stability. Your worthiness depends on performance. Your status depends on productivity. Your identity is your occupation. This conditioning is powerful because it gives three things the ego craves. Predictability. A job tells you who you are. It gives you a script to follow. Social belonging. People know how to relate to you. Your role places you within a tribe. Psychological protection. The career shields you from deeper existential questions. Who am I without this? What is my purpose? Where does my value come from? The ego clings to the role because it offers certainty, even when it costs authenticity. But the soul has no interest in maintaining false identity. And the more consciousness expands, the more these structures begin to dissolve. Identity dissolves slowly and suddenly. The early signs include feeling misaligned with what once felt normal, losing inspiration for old goals, sensing you've outgrown your role, questioning the meaning behind your work, feeling trapped by your own success, noticing your self-worth is tied to productivity, feeling depleted by constant performance, craving depth, truth, and authentic expression. These signs are not failures. They are invitations. The dissolving has begun. It is not a collapse. It is a release. Even as truth emerges, the ego resists fiercely. It fears losing control, losing status, losing approval, losing structure, losing belonging, losing certainty. The ego asks, who am I without my career? What if nothing replaces this identity? How will I be valued without a title? What if I'm not special anymore? What if I fail without this scaffolding? This fear is not a sign to stop. It is a sign that you are touching the edge of a deeper truth. Identity dissolves at the doorway to expansion. As identity dissolves, a profound shift occurs. You no longer need to impress. You no longer need to perform. You no longer need to be someone. You no longer need to uphold an image. You no longer need the world to see you a certain way. A tremendous weight lifts. In this liberation, you become available to your real work, not the work assigned to you, not the work expected of you, not the work that kept you safe, not the work that validated your worth, the work that expresses your being, the work that arises from truth rather than conditioning. Once the career identity falls away, something much more powerful emerges. Expression over identity. You don't become a role. You express your consciousness through a role. Creativity over performance. Work becomes an outlet rather than a burden. Presence over ambition. Ambition dissolves into clarity and direction emerges from stillness. Service over status. You naturally lean toward contribution and upliftment. Sovereignty over approval. You no longer shape yourself to meet expectations. Frequency over persona. Your presence replaces performative identity. Career becomes fluid, adaptive, authentic, aligned, purpose-driven, intuitive, expansive. You stop asking, what should I be? You begin asking, what is the most coherent expression of my consciousness right now? As identity dissolves, the separation between work and life dissolves too. You no longer toggle between the person you are at home and the persona you are at work. The inner alignment becomes consistent. Your work becomes an expression of your awareness, an extension of your presence, a reflection of your values, a transmission of your frequency. This is not work-life balance. This is work-life unification. This is the beginning of roles where the boundary between life and work dissolves, a theme explored in this video series. Everything that follows in this series, transcendent influence, presence-based leadership, frequency-driven creation, conscious wealth, requires the loosening of ego identity. If you are still anchored to reputation, labels, validation, status, predictable identity, career-based self-worth, then transcendent work remains unreachable. Because transcendent work requires non-attachment, openness, authenticity, sensitivity, clarity, presence, inner coherence. Identity restricts these. Dissolution liberates them. When career identity dissolves, the self that remains is quieter, wiser, clearer, more attuned, more present, less reactive, less afraid, more authentic. This self does not seek a role. It expresses into one. Your true contribution arises naturally from your presence, your awareness, your coherence, your frequency, your embodiment. You become your work, and your work becomes your expression. This is transcendent contribution. Living without a fixed career identity means allowing life to guide your direction, following intuition without fear, letting your expression evolve over time, trusting the intelligence that moves through you. It means recognizing that identity is a cage, understanding that your presence is your career. You are no longer a title. You are a field. You are no longer a role. You are a frequency. You are no longer a career. You are a consciousness expressing through form. This is the dissolution of identity. This is the opening into the next stage of work,